Hey, welcome to another episode of the Digital Edge podcast. I'm Dominik with my co-host Francoise.
Hello, Dominic.
And on our podcast, we explore technology, innovation, and digital transformation. And let's dive right into today's topic. We're going to be talking about that's been buzzing for many years, and it's finally starting to deliver real business impact. Augmented reality and virtual reality, or as most everybody knows it as AR and VR.
Yeah, and for once, it feels that we are moving past the hype. AR and VR are not just for gamers anymore, they are becoming real tools in digital transformation. And we are seeing the change how people design, train, collaborate, and even sell with those technologies.
Exactly. And I think maybe we should start with the basics because a lot of people still mix them up. So, AR is a technology that adds digital information right into your real world view, like navigating arrows on your windshield or a virtual furniture preview in your living room. VR, on the other hand, takes you somewhere completely different. Full immersion, headset on, physical world off.
Right, and now we are seeing the rise of mixed reality, which is combining both worlds so that you can interact with physical and digital objects together. Apple calls it spatial computing. Microsoft uses it for HoloLens. The point is that all of this sits under one big umbrella that is called extended reality or XR.
Yeah, and I think that's where digital transformation comes in. When companies move from paper or screens that we're traditionally used to spatial experiences, it's not just a new interface that they're adopting, they're really changing how they work with the technology. So think about manufacturing that I have a lot of experience in, healthcare, education, or other industries with hands-on experience really matters, right? Where you interact with the physical world effectively.
Yeah, exactly. In manufacturing, for example, the technicians are using AR glasses that project step-by-step repair guides into machines. That means that they make fewer mistakes and they are trained faster. We see it also in healthcare, for example, where surgeons they can rehearse complex operation in VR before they do them in real life. It's like a flight simulator for medicine.
Yeah, and in constructions, I think we see some examples where teams are using AR to overlay blueprints directly onto job sites. So you can place yourself within a facility and you can envision what the future result actually looks like.
Yeah.
So you can see the design and how it fits into the digital physical space without any guesswork, and you don't need to mock it up either. So it helps prevent rework.
Yeah. And that's really the power of visualization. Data is not just numbers on a screen anymore. It's something that you can walk around, manipulate, and even collaborate in 3D. That changes how decisions are being made. It's faster, it's more intuitive, and it's even more accurate.
Yeah, and I think it's also not just internal operations. Even customer experiences are getting an upgrade as well. For example, in retail, right? You can try on your clothing, your shoes, your glasses. That's very common that we see these days, right? So hopefully that reduces some returns of products because you can already see what that looks like. And even IKEA, for example, and other furniture stores, you can place your furniture into your home and really see what it looks like. Sephora, you can test makeup virtually even. And so this really helps starts making the transition into digital, meeting consumer behaviors and expectations right where technologies is capable to do.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's taking customer experience to another level. When it's done right, I think it can, as you said, it can really drive more engagement, more conversion, probably less returns. And since it's, I think, still an entertaining experience. It means that customers probably will spend more time exploring, and they will feel more confident in their purchase decision. But, and this is a big but, a lot of companies still treat AR and VR like side project or marketing stunts.
Yeah, like let's build a VR demo for a trade show and then forget about it afterwards. Yeah, that's not really transformation, right? That's just leveraging the buzz of a novelty. And the real transformation only happens when you have AR and VR that get built into everyday workflows, not as a gimmick, but as a useful and productive tool.
Yeah. So I have an example, and I'm not sure if it's the right one, given all we know about this company. But Boeing, for example, they use AR in wiring assembly, something that is very, very complex. And by doing that, they could cut the training time by half, and they reduced errors by 30%. So it's not just a gimmick. You see, there is real money in using AR.
Yeah, and let's also not forget about the training and onboarding. With VR, for example, employees can practice dangerous or expensive tasks safely, like being on an oil rig, doing maintenance, or doing aircraft inspection, right? This can then be done to practice and build confidence in especially new, lesser experienced employees or somebody who's not familiar with the specific type of equipment or process. So it's cheaper, safer, and can be even more effective. So people retain up to 75% more of information when they do work rather than just read a document or watch somebody else do it, right? So this is the next best thing versus being in the field and actually doing it hands-on.
Yeah, and probably that's why more and more learning departments are jumping on it because they see all the benefits by learning by practicing rather than sitting passively. And I think it's probably a lot of good potential. But I think it's like any other technology, there are some probably challenges in terms of integrating those new ways of working into the more legacy systems and legacy ways of working.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of older technology that does not adapt very well. It's like having a Formula One car, but no racetrack, really, right? You have to build your entire environment almost. Networks need to be capable, low latency. The software needs to be right. The strategy has to be in place for AR and VR to actually deliver value. And then, of course, there's the human side as well. So people need to be trained, and not just how to use the technology, but how to think differently and finding these use cases and also incorporating it into their daily work.
Yeah, and I think we always come to the same point that digital transformation fails when the culture doesn't keep up with the technology, or when there is inadequacy between the culture and the change. And again, if employees see AR and VR just as another fun tool or a shiny object from IT, I don't think that adoption will happen. But if they see that as a technology to solve real business issues, real pain points, suddenly I think we can see the increase in adoption.
Yeah, and I think we've all been there and done that and seen how that works when it doesn't work, especially, right? When you have the shiny tool, but not so much the adoption into the real world. So let's talk about adoption strategy. If you're a business leader listening, where do you start? Our advice: don't just buy headsets first. Start with a problem statement. Ask, where do we lose time? Where do we have training inefficiency? Where's our data that's hard to visualize? And then explore whether AR or VR could actually help.
Exactly. And start small, one pilot project, one use case, one metric, measure impact. Maybe it's about training time, maybe it's about error reduction, and then you can build a business case for scaling. That's how you move from curiosity to capability.
Yeah, I think that's a good approach. And then also don't go it alone, right? Because experience with technology and integration is something extremely critical. And if you don't have the experience in-house, find a partner with vendors, startups, or even universities that may have done some work in that space and have built some expertise. The ecosystem obviously is growing fast with new technology now rapidly growing and becoming more diverse. So there's really no need to reinvent anything.
Yeah, and you mentioned technology. I think we've seen also quite an evolution in the device, moving from, very heavy headsets and things that were not really practical to devices getting lighter, cheaper, more connected. I mean, we've seen the AR glasses that now look like normal eyewear, and that's, I think, how adoption will really take off.
Yeah, I think so too. I remember a situation from a few years ago where my company was looking into some of these headsets, and the technology worked fine, except that users started getting neck pain after about 20 minutes of equipment use, which stopped them from adopting, right? It wasn't the visual aspect, it wasn't the software, it was the physical impact that they had. So yeah, very, very important ergonomic consideration as well. And of course, the software side is catching up too. The generative AI currently is helping create 3D environments, digital twins automatically. And that lowers the barrier for content creation a lot, right? Because in the past, you had to like configure the overlay of the real world manually, and that was expensive because it took a lot of work to do that. And we might soon see AR as a service as well, with the same way that we saw cloud as a service.
Yeah, and it seems that everything is converging: AR, VR, AI, IoT, cloud, into what might become what we call immersive intelligence. And that's when, digital transformation really matures, when physical, digital, human layers, they merge in a very fluid way and seamlessly.
Yeah, very, very interesting, right? This convergence. Francoise, what's your personal prediction? So 5 years from now, what does AR and VR look like in the business environment?
If I had a crystal ball, I would say that probably, that the AR will become as common as smartphones for field workers, designers, technicians. They will use it as a normal tool. And for VR, I think it will dominate in training and simulation. And when I say simulation, I remember an example I saw, I think 1 year ago, where it was a business simulation. It was not, just spatial or being in a strange world, but it was really simulating your business plan over 5 years with so many components. So I think that's, that's where we are going. It's about immersive work. And I think that, yeah, that could be the direction. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree. For me, it's about focus, not building virtual worlds for their own sake, but using immersive tech to solve real problems faster. I think we mentioned earlier about the efficiency and safety aspects, right? I think those are some of the key pieces where we see that evolve into. And when we stop calling it AR and VR and just call it how we work, like that's when really technology evolves into everyday work. And I think that's when we know when digital transformation has succeeded.
Yeah, that's perfectly said. It's not about the goggles, it's about the goals.
Yeah, so it is. That's your tagline right there.
Maybe we should trademark it before someone else does.
Let's do it. Okay, let's wrap it up here. AR and VR are moving from buzzwords to business tools. And for companies that embrace them strategically, the payoff could really be huge.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still early, like many of the technologies that are coming to market now. But I think the direction is clear. Immersive technology is becoming a core layer in digital transformation for most industries. And I think, like always, those who start experimenting and adopting those technologies early, they will have a big edge when it becomes mainstream, right?
Yeah, so it is. Okay, and that's it for today's episode from the Digital Edge.
Thank you, Dominik. Talk to you next time.
See you all later. Thank you, Francoise.